All right, back with another video today, GPT-4 chatbot reviews. This is a video I've been dying to make. I think that in the past, these chatbots have been sort of these customer service type of chatbots, but I think of them now as ways to access knowledge bases, which I think is going to become a much more important part of our day-to-day, so that every time, we start up ChatGPT, we're starting from scratch. We have to tell it, all about our business, all about our customers, etc. Very quickly. In fact, now we can get into using these tools where it already knows all that stuff. It has that all stored in a library in its long-term knowledge, and we don't need to do some of the intake that we've done before of explaining that my business is this, and my challenges are this, and my customers' challenges are this. We want to summarize all of those, store them in a knowledge base, and access them through these chatbots. So that's why I'm excited about this. That's why I dove deep into this. And I looked into 28 different chatbots that have been generating some buzz. 8 of them went into some deeper analysis on. Many of those were fairly flawed. I was kind of shocked to see, so many errors, and just some of them just didn't seem to work. Which is, I guess, kind of the state of what's happening now. I think folks are rushing to market with these things that they think are MVPs, minimum viable product, but I think they're forgetting the minimal part, and they're just not viable at all, some of them. But I found 3 that I was pretty excited about, and I want to dive into those and share them with you. We're going to look at an analysis of these strengths, pricing, potential, ways you might want to look at one versus the other. It includes ease of setup, customization, how you can deploy them, as well as, the results I was able to get out of them. We're also going to be looking at some testing recommendations, some of the things that I started to do while I was kicking the tires with these different platforms. And I'm going to have a continuously updated spreadsheet of these available in my Patreon. I also have a cheat sheet version of this that I have with all of my Patreon. But I think the more valuable part here is I'm going to be continuously testing these and putting notes in Patreon as far as which ones are the best as they continue to progress. So I'll have a link to all that in the description. 3 sections of this video. This shouldn't be a super long video, just some of the testing criteria. A look at the top 3 that I was most excited about. They are in sort of reverse order, where the best one, I'll save the best one for last, I should say. And just some takeaways here about things in the future. So testing criteria, the UX, the ease of getting in there, getting set up. Did I encounter any problems? What can I test without paying? What is the upload capability? What sort of source material can you use? Can you use PDF documents? Can you use sitemaps, APIs, that type of thing? Customization, what different types of models are available? All of these do have GPT-4 available to some degree. That was one of the core criteria that I wanted. I wasn't really interested in anything that didn't have that clearly stated. Also looking at branding and deployment. So can I put, my client's brand on there, and can I deploy it in various ways? And then, of course, performance testing. I did a lot with this, but there's a lot more that can be done as far as how to fine-tune these, I guess, to work the best. So Chatbase was the first one that came across my radar. I think this one is probably getting the most buzz, and it's a good tool. I got a lot out of it. It's pretty easy to use. There is some decent customization there. There is a decent free tier. You get, I guess, 30 messages or so. I guess it comes out of the box standard with GPT 3.5, and GPT 4 is available at some additional costs at a different tier, etc. The bot can be shared as a link, can be embedded as a website, or can be used as a live chat on the website. So those are similar things, but if you think about it, sharing it as a link, it's just kind of a standalone link that you can float out to folks. Embedded on the website would be inside of an iframe or just somewhere just kind of on a page of the website. And then the live chat is the little bubbles that pop up that I'm sure you're familiar with. So I think this one is definitely worth a look. I think it's kind of the current leader as far as buzz goes for good reason. But I felt that since it was default set to GPT 3.5, and I was really more interested in some of the more advanced, like, you know, getting these LLMs to do some fancier stuff, that 3.5 really couldn't cut it. And it was a little bit challenging to figure out how to use that GPT-4 without paying a bunch, you know, without buying into that $100 tier or optimizing it in certain ways. So that was sort of, I guess, the main problem I had with it. IngestAI, very cool tool. I had a lot of fun playing with this. This is the most customizable one that I came across. You can do a ton of customizations. You can pick exactly which model from OpenAI that you want. You can even do text to image. This is a very, very robust tool. So many different options for customization, many options for deployment. Again, it can do all of the things that Chatbase can do. You can, you know, embed it on a website, share it as a link, put it in as a live chat, but there's also, you can deploy it as an API, you can deploy it on Discord, you can deploy it as a WhatsApp, Telegram, and even on Teams, I guess, was under beta testing while I was looking at it. So a lot of options here, definitely a steeper learning curve for getting up and running. So I was excited to see all the things there, but I couldn't get it you know, to do a lot because I was still trying to understand the tool. So this is one, you know, kind of a deeper dive. Did run into some errors there, which I think were things I could have figured out, but I'm not exactly sure there. So it's a little less intuitive than the other tools, but again, more potential for customization. And now this was the best one that I tested. This CustomGPT. Very cool mix. I was able to really just do the most with the least amount of time. I was able to go the farthest, the fastest. Very quick setup, and it has GPT-4 just right out of the box. So some of the ways I was testing it, you know, it just performed really, really well and was easy to use. This one, you can share it as a link, embed it as a website, live chat, and the API, which I think gives you a lot of options there. And I would say really just the ease of use and just the best results. So the way I was testing these is that I have a client who recently published a book, and I uploaded that book to all three of these. And I started with a very general, just, hey, what is this book about? And just was looking for kind of a general paragraph or two summary of the book. And then I would ask, hey, what is this specific chapter about? And that's where you started to see some of them fall apart, especially the ones that don't have GPT-4. They weren't really sure what chapter, you know, where that chapter was. I'm not sure what the problem was, but it couldn't answer that. And then I went even further in asking it, you know, can you create a training module from chapter 7, say? And this CustomGPT tool, this knocked it out of the park. You know, this was the one I was most excited to share with my clients. And yeah, I would definitely say check this one out. I know there's a ton of tools coming out there. Again, just my big takeaways here is that these are going to be more than just customer service chatbots. These are going to be used to access these knowledge bases. So these will then turn into your very powerful assistants. So understanding, you know, that these are going to be used by you instead of going to ChatGPT, you can go to one of these which will already know about your knowledge base. It'll know about your customers, about what you're doing, and you can you know, upload different information to it that it can reference as you're having these communications with it. This is going to be a very important tool, I guess. So test out a few of these. Try to keep up to date as things change. Again, I will be updating a spreadsheet in my Patreon as far as future tools that roll out in this area. And yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Again, there's a cheat sheet for this in all of my videos in Patreon. I've got some code in there, some different Google Collabs that can help with various processes. And I've got some one-on-one coaching options. If you ever want to chat with me about anything, I'd love to brainstorm with you. Other than that, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. It really, really does help as I'm trying to get this channel off the ground. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next video.